do whatever you want to do in college, because this is a safe space for you for the next 4 years. You can fail here, fail fast, learn, and actually build a better personality. I met so many founders of like billion-dollar companies because I was creating content. I did 40 podcasts till my first one actually got like 10,000 views. You need to find your unfair advantage. Like, what is that thing which other people want and you only have? To make connections inside college, you have to do extracurricular activities.
A lot of kids at Polaris also are trying to build their content journeys, and we encourage them because we're like, you do anything in tech, whether it's like research, whether it's building, whether it's creation.
I learned a lot about marketing, user behavior, designing, which I didn't know about if I have not started creating content.
So hello, today we have Nishant. Nishant is a famous tech creator. He's a ex-Microsoft developer. He's also a startup founder now, and he's a great friend and a great human being. I've enjoyed a lot of moments with him. So we thought that we'll chat with Nishant today. Lovely to have you, Nishant.
Thank you for having me.
Nishant, so we'll start with, I want people to know, what were you like in college? And where did you go to college? And what did you do? What was your personality? What was your ambition? Like, just tell us in like a quick couple of minutes, what was the 4-year college journey like?
Sure. So I am from Delhi, and there's a college called NSIT, now it's called NSUT. I went there for my engineering. I did computer science from there. I was a very shy kid because throughout my school life, I did not like do much sports activities. I was very ghisu. I used to study, and yeah, when I went into college, my main goal was to be an extrovert, like talk to more people now, and that's what I did. I joined societies, I went to interviews,
But if you were NSIT, you would have a good IITs or a JEE rank, right?
Yes.
What was the rank?
It was around 3,000.
So all India rank 3,000,
Yes.
and you went to NSIT Delhi. Cool.
So in college, I was like, I have to join societies. That's how you make friends which are your seniors. Otherwise, you will just be in the 60 people ka group which are in your class. So to make connections inside college, you have to do extracurricular activities. That was in my mind. So I did that, joined 2 societies. I was a caricaturist and a digital media person on the other one. And that's how I started. I became the president of both the societies. They were rival societies in college. Like, no person in the history of an SIT was in both of the societies. And I was there and became the president at the end of my college life. I also did multiple things, was a part of the cultural fest that you have, was the part of the tech fest that you have, led sponsorships, and that's how I became more comfortable speaking to people, talking to people. This was my goal, and the second goal was to get a job. Because that's why I chose an SIT. I could have gotten a worse branch in a tier 2 IIT probably, but I wanted a placement out of college. That was my goal.
So you actually chose you dropped your IIT seat and you chose a different college.
Yes.
How hard was it? Like, what did
I did not drop my IIT seat, so I never prepared for JEE Advanced. I was like, I can't get a 100 rank because I wanted to IIT Delhi or Bombay.
But you were not okay with like a tier 2 IIT or a lower branch?
I was like, NSIT is better than that. It's closer to my home and it will not have any much financial burden to my family as well. So let's stick to the place I am in. And NSIT DT were very good options because their rank was good. So I was like, I'm fine.
So, but at 18, if you think about, like, most kids are not able to give up their IIT dream because they're like, all our lives we've just prepared for IIT, and even if we get a random new age IIT and then a lower branch or a branch which we are not interested in, they would still go because their family wants to. So when you took the decision to not prepare for JEE Advanced because you didn't want to go into a non-popular IIT or a non-preferred branch, how did your family react to it?
So they never knew about IIT, honestly. So I was the one who introduced that there is something called engineering. They wanted me to get into government services because my father is a government employee. So he wanted me to do that. I never wanted to do that, and I introduced them to IIT. I forced them to send me to coaching to learn, and I figured out that this is the best way, this is the best path to get a good job. Because when I was in 11th, I saw a headline that 6 people from NSIT got into Google US, and that was like, if they can do it,
so can you.
It's possible.
Cool. So you said that the second goal was to get a job. Where did you get a job?
So initially I got an internship at Samsung. The CTC was around 19. So I was like, sahi hai, you'll get 1 lakh types per month, which was more than what my family income was. I was like, let's do it. I got the internship, but COVID happened, so didn't get the PPO. Applied on campus again, got into CureFit. Cult Fit, it's called now. So that there also the CTC was pretty good. It was around 23-24 lakhs and the base was 19. I was like, this is even great. But due to COVID, they said that we are delaying the offer. We don't know what will happen. And I started applying off campus. Off campus, got into Microsoft, got multiple rejections from other companies. And yeah, that changed everything. Between this time, I started creating content. So
Okay,
when I got
we'll talk
CureFit,
about that.
yes.
Yeah. Why did you start? Like, because there's no reason for you. You are in an engineering college. You are preparing for your computer science job. You are getting closer to, let's say, Samsung or Microsoft. And then why would you choose content creation? Why did you start content creation? And
So
how
I was fascinated.
How was the journey?
Yeah, I was always fascinated about creating videos. So I followed Mr. Who's the Boss, MKBHD, all the tech creators back then. And I wanted free phones, honestly. That was the goal at like 18, 19, 20. So I initially started creating digital art on Instagram. And that's how I got introduced to content. Then I thought of making similar content on YouTube, but it was not working out. I created 2-3 videos, but I was like, these are getting like 5, 10, 20 views and no one is subscribing. Sat down, wrote what I knew. I had just cleared CureFit, which was the second company on campus at that time. So I was like,
Nice.
yeah, I'm good at problem solving. I am good at this, so let's talk about it. That's how I started content creation. Took interviews of like 40 people in 3 months.
Do you think a lot of kids should try content creation in their college? And how should one know if they should also try content creation? Who is this sport exactly for? And how does one identify if they are the right person for it? And what kind of doors did it unlock for you?
So everyone should try, I would say. Like, it helps you improve your communication skills for sure. It teaches you discipline. You learn a lot of new skills that you would never in your life. Like, I learned a lot about marketing, user behavior, designing, which I didn't know about if I had not joined, if I have not started creating content. And it also gives you asymmetric returns for sure. Like, if you join a job and if you join a normal company, there will be a linear path for you. You'll become SG1, 2, 3, then in some time you'll become a manager, and it goes on and on, right? But creator, you don't know who the other person is who is watching your video. It can be anyone, like it can be you in case.
Yeah.
And if you discovered me, then it will open up another set of doors for me. And it happened. Like, I met so many founders of like billion-dollar companies because I was creating content.
Yeah.
I got the opportunity to leave Microsoft, start my own company.
Nice.
Like join another company when AlgoPrep got acquired, and all these things happened because I started creating content.
Nice. So a lot of kids at Polaris also are trying to build their content journeys, and we encourage them because they're like, you do anything in tech, whether it's like research, whether it's building, whether it's creation, we are completely fine. So for all the kids who are watching this and who are in the Polaris ecosystem, if you have to give them a couple of advices or a couple of guidance points, or if you had to advise them on how to go about this journey, on 2 things that they should be very careful about or they should be very cognizant about when they go on this content journey.
I think first will be, it takes time. Like, you'll have to be disciplined. You'll have to post a lot of videos to understand what works, what doesn't work. Because as I told you, I did 40 podcasts till my first one actually got like 10,000 views. Like 10,000 views at that time. So I was not earning any money. I was spending a lot of time on it. My parents were like, "What? Kya kar raha hai? Why are you doing this? You already have a job, right?" But I was like, I want to try it out, and this is the right time to do it. Second one is, you need to find your unfair advantage. Like, what is that thing which other people want and you only have? If you can figure that out, for me, that was tech, that was Microsoft, that was getting into a FANG company, knowing DSA. Like, initially this was my thing that other people wanted. And now that has changed over the time. Now I am a founder, I know other things. So now I can talk about more things apart from my
Fair
company.
point.
So you need to know the unfair advantage that you have and use it to your full potential. It can be anything, right? If you have a lot of money, start a business, fail 10 times so that you can do something if you don't want to create content. Even if you want to create content, you'll have the access to the best editors, the best people who can help you write scripts from the day one if you have money, right? So whatever unfair advantage you have, use it.
One more thing. So, and you said that you started creating content right after college or around college, right?
In my 4th year.
And then you got into Microsoft.
Yes.
When you spend time in Microsoft, like, what are some of the things that you notice about peers? Because I'm pretty sure that the group would be very high talent density. Microsoft, Amazon, Google, these are the kind of worlds that every techie or every computer science student aspires about, and they're always very curious to know what is inside that ecosystem. How does the world there look? Let's share one memorable incident from Microsoft. And is it true that Microsoft only takes people from IITs and NSIT, or does anybody with like good coding chops can actually go there? How was your peers thing? So these two things about Microsoft we would love to know.
So for peers, I would say it's fun. Like everyone was in college, they want to like now enjoy life because they worked hard for like 20 years to get here. So everyone enjoys when they join Microsoft. Microsoft has a really good work-life balance, like really good. You get off at a time, you can go to the gym, you can do whatever you want, you can enjoy your weekends, and managers and everyone is very supportive. Like I was doing content creation at that time, my M2 and M1 were really supportive. If they were not, I would not have been able to continue this, right? So this is one thing. And no, there are like not all people are from IITs or NSIT or a good government engineering college. So my teammate was from a non-IIT, non-government engineering college. She was from a private college and she was my teammate. Now
Nice.
she's in US. So not all people are from IITs inside. There are like, I would say 60-70%, but there are 30% people who are smart, who worked hard and got there.
Nice. And when you left Microsoft, it would be a hard decision. What prompted you? What was your decision-making framework? And what was that one trigger point which convinced you to take a hard decision of dropping something which is very popular, which is very successful and prestigious, right? Which is perceived in the highest order, right? Something which is very popular and something which is very prestigious. How did you decide to leave Microsoft? And I want the people to know how did you take a tough decision?
So it was not a single moment, I would say. It was 6 months proper. Like I started thinking about it initially, had to convince my parents also because it was tough to get that job. And once you leave it, you are like, their parents are like, why are you doing this? So I had some financial capital that I created using my content journey.
Yeah.
And I had saved some like a money approximately which I would have saved in 5 years if I was doing job.
Nice.
Only. So I had some financial freedom in terms of time. I can take 2 years to myself, figure out what I want to do. And that is what I pitched my parents. I was like, I can get a Microsoft job again. I can get into another company because I already have almost 3 years of experience. So that would not be a problem. I have some money which I can now use to build something of my own. And we had started AlgoPrep. So while I was at Microsoft, we already started.
You already started building a company.
So, yes.
Which brings us to the founder part.
Yes.
Now you're building your second company.
Yes.
And as a founder, however smart you are, you still need to work with a few people.
Yes.
And most of the founders today are tech founders. And tech founders cannot escape working with tech folks.
Yes.
So your first 5 people or 10 engineers, and I would call them engineers, I would call them your first 5 tech
Hires.
teammates, right? They would be tech first. They might be engineers, they might be doing anything else. But what do you look for? What kind of people do you want in your first 5 hires or teammates? Where do you want them to come from? Do you think they will only come from IITs and the Ivy Leagues of the world? Do you think they would only be for like in-person located? Do you think they all will be like 30 years? So in terms of their age, their profession, their background, their education, like what kind of notions do you have or what kind of preferences? What kind of people do you want in your first 5 people? First 5 teammates. Like give us like common attributes. Like tell us what notions are you not holding on to?
So college doesn't matter when we had for my first company as well. So we rolled out a form, we gave them a challenge, and whoever completed that challenge, we took their interviews. So there was no bar on college, where are you from, how many years of experience you have. It was just you are given a task. If you complete it properly, this was pre-LLM era. So this was in 23, I would say 23, 24, like initial ChatGPT time when you could not do the whole thing using AI. You can still copy paste code, but you have to spend some time. And yeah, we found our hire who was from a private tier 2 private college, and he was a really great person. Like
Nice.
I would definitely have hired him full time if we had the funds at that time. But yeah, the things that we look for, things that I look for is agency. That person should be active, should take work on him or her shoulders. They should be able to communicate properly. Like if they are thinking of something, if they have some idea, they should come to me and tell me that this is something that we can do and this is how we can do. I need problem solvers who come to me with a solution of a problem to get my opinion and not with a problem ki how can we
So do you have a bias for young people or do you have a bias for old people?
I don't
or-
have bias for any like age group.
So do you have a bias for IIT folks or IB folks or do you have a bias for non-IIT folks?
As I told you, if
You
someone
again
can,
don't have a bias.
can do
Do
the
you
job,
have a bias for people who have studied computer science or people who have not computer science?
here I have maybe like I want people who have studied computer science because they know some basic technicals. There are people who have studied on their own. If they have the same level, then it's fine. But I would still prefer someone who has studied like computer science for 4 years because it gives you more depth than doing a course or 2 courses to understand what is going on.
And do you have a bias for like people who have done like some short form boot camps or do you prefer people who have like formal education in computer science?
Like depends. If you already have some experience in a company and previously you had a boot camp experience, it's fine. But if you are coming directly out of a boot camp, then the interviews will be tough for you because you have to prove that you have not just learned the bookish thing, you actually know how to build.
Nice.
For the college people, I know during the 4 years you prepare for internships, you go for internships, you actually build things, go for hackathons. You have done a lot of work and I can rely on that when I take your interviews.
Nice. One last thing, just tell everybody what are you building, and then we'll wrap up with one last question.
Sure. So currently we saw consumer behavior of people saving a lot of content and then the content going nowhere. So we took this behavior, 10x it, and now you can save things, do it with your friends and learn from the learn from the content that you have saved as well. For example, you want to go to a Japan trip and a lot of reels come to you related to Japan, but when you actually go there you forget what you had to do. So the app will just pinpoint everything that you had saved, pre-process the content and save it for you.
Nice.
Similarly, when you want to, we'll figure out the interest, what you have, give you content to learn from those interests and improve your brain score rather than doom scrolling through content.
Nice. And just as the last thing, you've been to Polaris campus a lot of times. We've met a lot of times and you've seen the kind of energy and the ambition and the intent that a lot of kids here have and how they want to build like super successful careers for themselves, linear, non-linear, tech, beyond, whatever, but they're like pretty ambitious and pretty energetic. Like if you had to if you had to give just one advice to every kid who comes into Polaris, whether they're already here and especially for students who will come to Polaris this year, if you want them to remember just one single thing throughout their 4 years of engineering, like what would that be?
Try multiple things as you already promoted, like do whatever you want to do in college because this is a safe space for you for the next 4 years. You can fail here, fail fast, learn and actually build a better personality or build your better career that you want to do. And these are the 4 years that you should like try out anything that comes to your mind. Don't be just bubbled in one particular career because careers are evolving, everything is evolving, you don't know what will happen in the next 5, 6, 7 years. So the key aspects of a human person, like how can you solve a problem, can you talk to people or not, can you explain what's going on in your mind, these skills will actually matter because I think now everyone can code, everyone can create a marketing deck, everyone can do basic things which humans were trained on for like 30, 40 years because LLM is better in doing that. But combining these skills is tough, talking to people is tough, explaining what's going on in your mind is tough. So learn the key first principles to actually solve problems and yeah.
So you're saying that be experimental, be social
Yes.
and come without biases.
Yes.
Chalo, see you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.